Taurus, a very big welcome to you. This is your September tarot reading. And at this point, I always say, coming from the mountains of Java. And while my heart may be there, I suspect that my physical body will be in the UK, in Shrewsbury in particular, and that's why you have this picture of the beautiful quarry and St Chad's Church there. Places that are very, very dear to me. St Chad's Church is where I was confirmed, where I became a server, or you might say altar boy. And while I'm in Shrewsbury, and it's likely to be for some time, it'll be where I go every Sunday for Holy Communion or Mass. I will, of course, still be going to the masjid for Friday prayers. While I'm there, I'm unlikely to have access to the internet or much access to the internet. So there's little I can do on this channel, so I'm going to upload as much as I can beforehand, including this. Keep an eye out on my channel because I will explain all that's happening to me. But this is about you, Taurus. This is about you. And I really hope you get something from it. I really do. Taurus, I've got something of a confession to make to you, and that is, since I've started doing tarot readings on this channel, something that's always perplexed me is how when I do one sign, the sign following often gets the same cards. And of course the logical explanation for that is that I'm not shuffling them enough. But when I've thought about it, that can't be true. And now, of course, this is following on from Sagittarius's reading. And let me reassure you, none of the cards are the same. But the themes are the same. And what I need to do is not reflect too much on what happened to Sagittarius, because yours is a different reading. But the themes are about love and money. And I also get the impression that it could be about your own attitudes towards money that's creating problems. You look at the central card, the Lover's card, so that is suggesting to me it's about love. You go to the bottom right hand corner and we have the Hermit card. You've been going inside yourself looking for answers. Currently we have the Four of Pentacles, which is an unhealthy attitude towards money. Maybe you being a bit miserly. In the future you're going to be the energy is the Knight of Wands. He's brave, he's fearless, he's fast, but he sometimes rushes into things that he shouldn't. We then have the Page of Pentacles, going off on a mission to look for money, and this is what leads to the outcome. Now the card that would change the outcome is the Nine of Cups, which to my mind is you receiving many blessings. You're happy receiving many blessings, but maybe you're on your own. And the final card is the Ten of Swords, stabbed in the back, betrayals, bitter endings. So it's suggesting to me that a love does come to an end. It's suggesting to me that a love does come to an end because of your attitudes towards money. It's also suggesting to me that the advice from the universe is that right now you're better off by yourself. Now, I might have got all of that wrong, so I'm going to have to look at each card in a lot more detail, and I hope you'll stick with me because I hope this is making some sense to you. And if it is, if you can like and make a comment. Also, if you can subscribe and hit the bell so that you get future notifications. These things help me incredibly and help to get more viewers to appreciate what I'm doing. So Taurus, thank you so much in anticipation. You may well be asking, why from Java? What's important about tarot from Java? And the truth is, there is nothing so important about tarot from Java. Simply that here in Java we have many different spirits who will come to help in your tarot reading. It'll probably put a different reflection on things. For example, the spirits here are less likely to be concerned about love and finances, despite people in Java being every bit as interested in these things as the rest of us. But maybe the spirits are trying to tell us something else. Now I'll be using probably 2 decks, but out of 3 decks. So the first deck is Tarot Nusantara, the second deck is the Steampunk deck, and the third deck is the Light Visions Tarot. Tarot Nusantara is actually a new one to me, which I love, whereas the Light Visions I've struggled with as a result of the rendering. Although I think I'll grow into it, I will keep using it and coming back to it. You can see on all of them I'm using quite a lot of salt, and that's to clear the energy and the spirits from them, something that I do fairly regularly with my tarot. And I also, you'll see a number of Jimat there that I use just to bring a good energy to the tarot and to my reading. Perhaps the most important mystical object we use in Java is the kris, the curly knife that you can see that I've placed across both decks. Kris are very important for bringing the spirits to work on any object here in Java. And I call on the spirits of the Hyperstones, in particular Wild Edric and his wife Lady Godia, to assist me in shuffling the cards, in selecting the right cards and interpret them correctly for Taurus. Now Taurus, the first card, the central card, is the Lover's card, and this really tells us what the reading is all about. So almost certainly the reading is about love. I suspect there is a love in your life, or it could be that you're seeking love, that you're looking for love. But love somewhat dominates your thoughts, and I think this is a very psychological reading. So maybe that's important, I mean, you look at the card, it's a divine love. They're naked, they've got nothing to hide. There's an angel above their head, the sun is shining down on them with many blessings. They're in a beautiful place, looks a bit like the Garden of Eden, doesn't it? But is this an idealised love? You know, if you don't have a love, is this unrealistic expectations of love? I don't know, it's early stages. We've got it between them something called a Gunungan, which is a Wayang character, representing a mountain, but it's 3-sided. The known side, the unknown, and the shadow side. And I think that might be very important. And I need to reflect on this card as I go through the entire reading. And in your recent past, we have the Hermit card. This is you going inside yourself, looking for answers. I'm getting a distinct feeling that you're looking for answers because you've been hurt in love. And you're saying, what did I do wrong? But I think you're also saying, what did they do wrong? I think you are trying to appraise the situation. But I'm not too certain that I've got the impression that there is stuff that's unknown to you and you're not able to reach real conclusions. I mean, you look at the Hermit, he's turning his back on the world, probably including material things, looking into that lamp for answers. He's wading along the seashore with only a stick, which can't be easy. But, he's not even looking at that. He's looking into the lamp. So I think this is a psychological reading. I think it is. And the next card we have is the Four of Pentacles. And this is your current energy. And it suggests you've got something of an unhealthy attitude towards money. Maybe even a little miserly. Now that really does fit in with what I was getting off that Hermit card. To a certain degree it fits in with my sort of concerns, if you like, about what I was seeing in that Lover's card. And going back, and I don't want to, read Sagittarius into you, but going back to Sagittarius, the problems they had with relationships were all theirs. They were worried that other people were trying, or people they were in love with were trying to take their money, and as a result relationships weren't working out. And I've got a real feeling this is a similar thing. I may be wrong, it's early days, I may be wrong. You look at the card, well, he's, not only is he sitting on his throne with those pentacles, but can you see his feet is on those pentacles? He's not letting them away from him. No, yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this reading. And to a certain degree, your future energy doesn't make me feel any better either. I mean, it's not a bad card. It's the Knight of Wands. He's brave, he's fearless, he's fast. You look at him, well, the horse is going very fast. He's definitely brave. He's charging, isn't he? And he's charging into battle with a stick. Now, there will be times when you charge into battle and shout with a stick, and it'll be enough to win the battle. But let's face it, there are other times when the stick will be woefully inadequate. So he's the sort of person who gets himself into situations that he shouldn't. Now remember, this is the future, your future energy. I think it's a reaction to what happens in September. And I mean, let's say it's love, and I don't think that's what this is. But let's say, we know the reading is about love. It's almost finding love on the rebound. It's almost that, finding love on the rebound and repeating the mistakes of the past. It's that sort of an energy that I'm getting from it. Now the energy that impacts or brings about the outcome, if you like, is the Page of Pentacles. Now I'm certain chronologically this is before the last card. This is you going off in search of wealth, going off in search of money. It could be about new ideas, it could be about retraining, but I don't think it is. I think it's you going off in search of money, and I think you've got really unresolved issues in terms of loving and money. And so it's something of a foolhardy adventure. You look at him, well, it's a somewhat parched landscape, isn't it? So it's going to be difficult. There will be challenges. Is he dressed for such an adventure? I'm not sure. He's got the pentacle up in front of him, like that's the only thing that matters in the world to him. Yeah, a fixation with money. It's psychological, this one, for sure. What I need to say to you, Taurus, is that while many of the September readings have been somewhat dark, there's always been a ray of hope. And there is indeed in yours. And that ray of hope is the Nine of Cups, which would change the outcome. The Nine of Cups changes the outcome because the Nine of Cups is about you counting your blessings, you looking at what you've got in the world, You live in each day by the day, rather than projecting looking to the past and projecting into the future. The Nine of Cups is saying, yeah, count your blessings, be happy. And he is happy. It's a happy card. So seek happiness. But at this moment in time, seek happiness by yourself. Don't go out looking for love at this moment in time. And I think it's becoming very clear, this reading. So there is hope if you do that, but I don't think you're going to. And unfortunately, Taurus, the ending, and remember the Nine of Cups can offset the ending, but the ending is not a great one. It's Ten of Swords, it's betrayal. You're betrayed, you're stabbed in the back, and it brings about a bitter ending. You look at the card, 10 swords in his back. It is an ending, isn't it? It's a bitter ending. What's it an ending to? Well, it could be a love, couldn't it? It could be about love, but I don't think it is. Well, it could be. It could be. Nine of Cups would me saying that you by yourself. But it's also comes about from this Page of Pentacles, which I said was you go out seeking money. So I think you're so desperate, you've got such a fixation on money that you, and remember we've also got this Knight of Wands rushing into things, so fixated about seeking money that you can't see the wood for the trees, and you're betrayed. You trust people that you shouldn't. That's how it feels. I mean, it could be about both money and love, couldn't it? It could be that sort of a betrayal, but I'm not sure that that's right. I think I need to unpack that card. I need to know more about it. So let's get some clarity on it. And yes, I've got to get clarity on this Ten of Swords. What's it all about? First card of clarity is the Nine of Pentacles. It's rather like, we had that ten of Cups. This is many blessings. And like the Ten of Cups, she's by herself. She's in that garden. She's got many things, but she's by herself. The next card is the King of Wands, a natural entrepreneur. So, this is about money. Yeah. And the final card is Strength, and it's saying that you have this wonderful inner strength. And I am so pleased to see that, because I've been a little bit worried about you in this reading. Let's speak more about these. Now, as I say, the first card is the Nine of Pentacles. And I think I've been maybe not quite seeing this the right way. Because it is like the Ten of Pentacles, and she is by herself. But it's a card of abundance, it's a card of luxury, it's a card of self-sufficiency. And I think although you've been blessed with many things, you want more. You want more, and therein lies the problem. I think this unhealthy attitude towards money is a degree of greed as well. I mean, you look at her, she's got so much, hasn't she? She's in that beautiful garden, she's dressed lovely. She's got that falcon on her arm. She's blessed with so many things. And I think you chasing even more luxury leads to your problems. Yeah. It leads to a betrayal. It leads to an ending. The next card is the King of Wands, an entrepreneur, a leader. So this is about money. This is about money. You chased after money because I think you're somewhat greedy. You probably did it through starting a business or some sort of a business venture, and you get betrayed. you get betrayed. You're so desperate for this sort of success. You know, I've got a friend, and he keeps starting businesses. And he always, you know, he contacts me and he says, oh, I've got somebody coming in to do this for me. And I always say to him, why have you got somebody coming in? If you don't know how to do it yourself, how on earth are you going to be successful? Now, I'm not saying don't delegate, etc., but if you've got no grip of the business you're going into yourself, how are you going to be successful? And remember, you are betrayed here. Now, he sees himself as a natural born entrepreneur, and maybe he is, but he doesn't have many other skills, and that's the issue. Well, the gift of the gab. But, you know, he seems to think that any business he can be a success in, and we can't. You know, we need to be realistic. Yeah, I'm not, although it's not nice, I'm not as worried about you as I was earlier on in this reading, though. And Taurus, as I say, I've been concerned about you, but this last card in particular tells me I shouldn't be. You're strong. You've got a wonderful inner strength. You look at the card, it's not the lion that's strong, it's the girl who's taken the thorn out of its paw, and the lion will always be loyal to her as a result. But she had the bravery to do that to the lion. She was brave enough to approach the lion and take the thorn out. And that's your wonderful inner strength that you have and you're displaying. So what I saw as being sort of psychological problems aren't. No, you subscribe to the same view of society that we're fed. That the Wolf of Wall Street, the Gordon Gekko are heroes, that gangster rappers with their bling are heroes, and that money is the only thing that matters. And the truth is, it's making you unhappy. It's making you unhappy, and you do need to change, and it's going to lead to a downfall. But you know, you're so strong, you'll pick yourself up, and yes, of course, there was the Knight of Wands. You're going to keep repeating the same mistakes, and it is because of your ideology of life, of what life's about. That's where the problem lies. I think we can summarise for you now, Taurus. Taurus, I think you're somewhat preoccupied by two things. And one is dominant, and that is money, materialism. The other is love, but to a certain degree you think money can buy you love. And I'm not blaming you, Taurus. You've been fed on a diet of that money is the only thing that matters. You've been fed on a consumerism, you've been fed on materialism, and you've got this burning desire to make a lot of money. You see yourself as an entrepreneur, and it keeps leading to problems in your life, particularly in terms of love, because you have this fixation with money. And it's an unhealthy fixation with money, and you keep repeating the same mistakes. You keep losing love as a result. And, you know, you have thought about it. You've gone into it, but you've focused in the past, and you've said, what went wrong in that relationship? Without really exploring yourself, and what is the thing that's driving you? And what's driving you is money. And because money is driving you, you just keep making these same mistakes, and you keep going out and looking for more money. And, you know, the truth is you're reasonably comfortable as it is, and you should count your blessings. And you keep going out and looking for more money, and you're often stabbed in the back, and you're going to be yet again. But, you know, you're strong, you get back on the horse, and you go out and you do the same thing, and, you know, you fail again, and sometimes you're successful, but you're driven. You're so driven by it. you want to be, well, you're greedy if the truth be known, but then so is society. You're only reflecting how society is. I'm not having a massive go at you. What the universe is saying, and you know, I think you're quite an entrepreneur. I think you're quite good at it. I mean, yes, you make your mistakes, but you know, you brush yourself off, you get back on the horse, you try again, and you keep trying. That wonderful determination that we're told is the right approach. But it's not making you happy, is it? It's not making you happy. And what you've got to do is you've got to look back into yourself and start living each day as it is. Just thank God for everything you've got every day. Don't look to the past. Don't look to the mistakes of the past. Don't look to the future even. Just count your blessings for what you've got. And whilst this reading is about love, I don't think there is a love in your life at the moment. And be contented with that. Because when you start really loving yourself, as opposed to loving money, then love will come. Do you know there's another paradox here? So will money. Once you start loving yourself, once you have those positive vibrations, you will attract money and love. If you don't, and I don't think you're going to, you're going to keep repeating the same mistakes. It's a never-ending cycle of happiness and despair. And you call on all your strength, and you are strong, don't get me wrong, you're very resilient, but you keep calling on that. And I guess one day that's going to become bankrupted if you don't change. So a very important message from the universe here, Taurus. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed Tarot from Java as an addition to my channel, The Magic of Java. Please take a look at the other videos that I have on this channel about magic from Java, and I hope that you will become a subscriber. Now, if you want to hear your next tarot reading, hit the button, and that will inform you of when I publish new readings. I'm certainly going to do a reading for every month, but maybe I will try them a bit more frequently, say a mid-month reading, and maybe also some special readings. But above all, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you, and enjoy Java.